Hey everybody, it's day 12, very windy, very wet, and generally very cold, but doing another walk. Hey everybody, it's me, Brigdall, day 12, Wednesday the 12th of February 2014. I've just got back from my walk. It's been an interesting day today, so let me start from the beginning. I woke up quite miserable this morning because I realised that I still had 16 days worth of these walks that I had to do, and that filled me with a misery and an anger and just general feelings of negativity. On top of that, I then had the PT come over and we had a training session, and I performed adequately. I pushed myself in everything that I tried to do, and generally it was a very good session, although my mood didn't really change anywhere. Unfortunately, then I had to go for my walk, and this walk was difficult to say the least, but it was not as terrible as I thought it might be, because I went out and it was windy, and it was the rain was coming and going, it was on and off, and I got a bit wet and I got a bit blustered and thrown about a bit by the wind, because it's quite heavy wind out there at the moment, and generally it was fairly unpleasant to begin with. But I stuck some tunes on and I got into a rhythm, and that rhythm was the best thing that could have happened to me today. The rhythm really kind of just focused me on just getting through what I needed to do, and that's what I did. I had one step after the next, just make sure that I kept going. Now, I had to go into work, so my walk was like 1.3 miles to begin with, and then I did my work, what I needed to do, had a bit of lunch, relaxed a little bit, starting to feel a lot better at this point, starting to feel like that everything was okay and everything that would be okay. It absolutely tipped it down, pissed it down all the way through the day, from the time I got to work, from the time that I left, and as I was leaving, I caught the end of what seemed to be rain, which I was very pleased about, so I didn't get too wet on the way back, and I got into another nice rhythm, change of music, but change of pace, and I sped up a little bit. My calves still bother me, as they do pretty much every time I go out, and felt pretty decent though on the way back. I got into a nice rhythm. I felt pretty good, even though I was absolutely exhausted, because I had my PT session and then I had this walk, and it doesn't really get tougher than that really at the moment. PT session and then a walk, or walk then a PT session. Kind of the hardest parts of the week are when those days come, which was one of those days today. Luckily enough though, as I said, the rhythm got me through right to the end. I developed a stitch which I haven't developed in my side for a very long time, which was in a way a good sign, because it meant that I was slowly starting to increase the speed that I was walking at. Normally I walk quite or the best way to describe it is meandering, I suppose, canter, and this was a step up from that, and I started to feel the stitch, which in a way is a good sign, because obviously it means that I've increased what I'm doing speed wise, as well as hopefully distance. And I took a little detour on the way home to make sure that I got to my 2 miles. It turns out I did 2.3, which is obviously being added to the mileometer, the mileage total. So I've reached a nice little tally made up for the other day that I didn't do so well. So I'm feeling better. I'm home, I've had a shower, the weather's done exactly the same as what it did yesterday, and it's just brightened up a lot, as you can see from the light that's coming through the window, which is a bit of a shame. I'd have preferred to walk through that, but that's the way it is. I better do the comments. There's only a couple of comments today. Agent Riley 2000 is commenting on the doctors that I explained yesterday. Fucking doctors. My experience is the same, always late even though we are in and out like a flash. Snowing where I work today, freezing, empty house. I'm a plasterer. Well done for getting at least some walking done. You would have had to have paid me to walk. Skid today. Tried to do 2.5 to Moz. Be happy. Well, I nearly did 2.5. Did 2.35. It's 2.35. So I'm very pleased with that. I'm chuffed considering the start of the day wasn't so great. Jimmy Seaburger, in my experience, GPs are shit. Keep it up, son. Thank you very much. I mean, let me kind of correct myself from yesterday. I was annoyed yesterday because of the wait, and I was annoyed because of the way the doctors kind of just didn't really care. That's what it felt like. Now, the normal doctor that I see, which is the one I saw yesterday, is normally very nice, and every time I've been, apart from yesterday, was absolutely fine, as always has been. Obviously, she was a bit flustered, she was a bit busy, she was trying to get the wait time down, because obviously at some point during the day someone spent a little bit longer than they should have done, and it only takes 2 or 3 of those to make the wait a lot longer. So it's not her fault that the wait's like that, but it is generally annoying nonetheless. So I can't fault her for that. I can fault her on her bedside manner, as it were, because I wasn't very pleased with how, not I was treated, but how the conversation took place, and just generally didn't feel like she really cared at all. And I suppose it's difficult. You see patient after patient after patient, you have to feign some kind of interest. It's difficult. That's just the way it is. So I'm not going to hate on the doctors. They do a hard job as it is. I don't do anywhere near as hard of a job as that, so I can't really complain too much. I mean, but I'm English, so I will complain anyway. That's roughly it. I don't think there's anything else going on. There was no more comments, unfortunately. It's a shame, but can't expect everyone to comment every day, can I? That'd be silly. So yeah, that's about it. I'm just double checking that I've got everything. My sister's on the verge of giving birth, so that's always good news. I'm expecting a phone call in the next 48 hours, I'd imagine, saying that they're about to pop one out, as it were. Yeah, interesting. There we go. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye.